How much of your life have you spent inside someone else's head? Really think about it. Not literally, of course, but mentally and emotionally. How many choices have you made based not on what you wanted, but on how you feared you would be perceived? How many times have you replayed a conversation over and over again, not because it taught you something, but because you were hoping you left the right impression? We have been taught that being loved means being approved of, like that being good means being accepted, that if we do everything right, say the right thing, look the right way, achieve the right results, then we will earn belonging. But that's not love, that's performance. And performance is exhausting. Okay, living in other people's minds is like trying to run your life from behind a window, constantly trying to adjust yourself for an audience you can fully see, who doesn't know the full story and who might not even be watching in the first place. Like, we call it being considerate, thoughtful, or socially aware, but more often than not, it's self-abandonment dressed up as politeness. Because here's what's really happening. When we try to control how we are seen, we forget to actually be who we are. We don't live our life. We manage it like a brand. We curate, we shrink, we twist, we, rephrase, and slowly our sense of self becomes built on projections, assumptions, and fears. And here's the truth. You can control perception. You can only control presence. You can't decide how others interpret your actions. You can only decide how much of yourself you are willing to bring forward. And the more you try to curate a perfect version of yourself to be palatable to everyone, the more invisible your real self becomes. Because let's be honest, when you are constantly rehearsing your next move, you are not living, you are anticipating, you are performing, you are managing other people's imaginary opinions. And while you are busy doing that, life is moving on without you. You miss the real connection. You miss the deep joy of being seen for who you actually are. Flaws, quirks, depth, awkwardness, and all. You miss the chance to find your people, the ones who resonate with your truth, not your presentation. And most painfully, you miss the opportunity to become the person you were actually meant to be. Because here's the part nobody tells you. The fear of being misunderstood or disliked is normal, but sacrificing your essence to avoid that fear is a tragedy. And ironically, when you stop worrying so much about being liked, when you step fully into your truth, you start becoming magnetic, not because you are more agreeable, but because you are more real, more grounded, more trustworthy. People are drawn to those who are rooted in themselves. People are inspired by those who have made peace with their truth. So what do? You stop outsourcing your worth. You stop checking the mental scoreboard. You stop asking, what do they think of me? And start asking, what do I think of myself? You stop projecting who you wish you were and start cultivating who you actually are. You take the pressure of needing to be perfect in order to be worthy, and you stop performing and start embodying. Like, you ground yourself in your values, your vision, and your presence. You give yourself permission to be misunderstood. You understand that your truth is more important than your likability. Because at the end of your life, you won't care how many people thought you were nice. You will care whether you lived fully, and you will care whether you built something real. You will care whether you honored your path. So next time you find yourself spiraling over what someone might think, just pause, breathe, and come home. Like, the only opinion that will follow you for the rest of your life is your own. Choose to make it the kindest and the most honest and the most empowering. Choose to become someone you admire, someone you trust, someone you believe in. Not because others do, but because you do. The rest, let them think what they think. Let them assume, let them project, let them have their version of you, but don't let it define you. Because you are not their version of you. You are your own, and that is more than enough. And this was the message of today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. And that's it. See you in the next video. Bye.